All right, y'all. We get started. I know some other people are on the other chat. I need him to cut his stuff real quick or run his shits quick because I need to get y'all this info. All right. So first, we're gonna look at Bitcoin and Ethereum and the two levels that they're at right now. Last time we had a call, right? I was showing you guys, I was showing everyone in full how I basically mark up my charts or whatever, especially with the weekly support with the weekly support and resistance. And I had originally drew this from where we was at just to see if things were going to play out. Again, I didn't enter this trade, and I would like for you guys to understand this: that hey, you could set up trade, set up plays or whatever, and see if things play out before you actually put your real money into it. But essentially, let me just move this out the way. So just a quick recap. What I did was show you guys my fib levels and essentially how I got these two zones. So, just to give you a quick recap on that, we're looking for the support area. Well, actually, we're looking like when I take it from the top all the way down, right to my low, I'm actually looking at an area where from this sell, where is price going to come back and try to retest, and then from there, we could draw it the other way from the bottom up, or you could simply just hit the settings, go to style, and either uncheck or check this reverse box, and it's basically doing the same thing, plotting it in the opposite direction for you. So once I did that, I then marked that off. Essentially, that's what my red box is. Let me actually just make it thinner. All right. And so with this, right, with the red box, what it's telling me is with this big move that we had down, it's going to come back to retest. And this is the area of concern. This is the area where we should look for it to either break above or find a rejection. And we found a rejection. So that means we need to know, hey, where is price going to end up, or what areas of my next area of probability? And if we take the same concept with the fib, right, just go to settings, let's reverse it. And it's going to give me the area in which, if I drew it properly without doing the reversals, I would have just drew it from the bottom all the way to the top. And it would have showed me where price would have came back and found support. Again, whenever you have these resistances, it's good to see that, because I mean, if I zoom in, you can see price shot up here and got rejected one time. Right. So that's a good indicator that, okay, this what they call CC level is valid. Also, yeah, we got the rejection and then we broke through it, came back and found it as support. And now we're back in the same area again, and I'm looking for it to find some support here. But again, markets are being manipulated, played with. It is also good to follow. One second, go to that premium watch list. It is good to follow the indices, right? The indices actually will give you an insight on what crypto is going to do because they are still tied to one another. People aren't looking at Bitcoin and crypto overall as a safe haven against all of this. So typically the same big money people that are in the stock markets and selling it are the same people that are in the crypto market and selling Bitcoin and other cryptos. So be cautious of this because I mean, if we look at US 30 here, yeah, we've been dumping. We've been really bearish. Let's look at SPX, same thing. We've been really bearish. And so you're looking at Bitcoin being a bit bearish. So right now, I mean, if I'm looking at US 30 on a 4 hour, it has some more to go before finding a proper support. If we just use the Fibonacci move, to the bottom here, we're right at that fib level. Let me actually mark it off. 1 second. I always get lost with these. All right. So that's that. And then again, we just go to settings. Oh, I'm on these settings for that. And hit reverse. And that's basically our resistance area, which played a part already. And so these two levels are basically giving you that support and resistance. I'm gonna go ahead and make this red. I mean, just as cautionary. And I mean, overall, there you have it. We have these two levels right now. Now, again, this is not an end all be all. You could see that we actually break below here, but in fact, I think this might end up being a fake out and we just kind of bounce here. But it's good to basically have these thoughts in mind before things happen, because obviously you'll be able to react properly. Hey, is it going in the direction that I thought or opposite of my overall idea? So what I'm looking for is for okay. I'm actually looking for the indices to find support where they're at, and for Bitcoin to do the same as well. You can see that we're within that little green box and zone that we drew way back when. I think price was still up here when we were coming down last time we had our chat. And so this box was drawn then, and we're kind of bouncing in between that box back and forth. So you as sorry, 1 second, Joe. All right, Joe, my bad about that. So yeah, now, I mean, the best way I can explain it is, yes, I could have just picked a random area on the chart to mark off, but how would I even know that price was going to go there and react in such type of way, right? And so it's always good to have these areas marked off, so you can know, hey, when price breaks this, or if price breaks this, what's the next level I'm looking towards? And the best way to do it for me, just look to the left, see where price has gone down to, and instantly reverse. So my next area of concern is this, 37K area. And, I'll just put a line there for the time being. I'll jump onto other time frames and see how that line that I just drew actually plays a part. And I can see, yeah, I drew it based off of this initial reversal, this initial support. And I can see we had some activity around this area in the past. Again, so this is just basically telling me that, hey, once we break, or if we break down this level, this is the next level that's going to give me some trouble or some resistance or whatever. And it's not necessarily overall trouble, it's just you being cautious and knowing that this is an area of concern, even if it's just on a smaller time frame, that when it gets down here, for you not to panic and think, oh, things are going to reverse, or it's going to go the opposite way, when in fact it's just filling in orders within this level. And so you either have to be patient and wait for these orders to get filled and then continue dumping down, or you monitor to see, hey, is the selling pressure over? And now I need to start looking into my buy opportunities when I get down here. But it's best to plan for that ahead of time, as opposed to when you get there trying to figure out what's going on. Okay. All right. So just to look at that overall, And you know what's really messed up, y'all? Like the bearish pattern that I was talking about earlier this year, I'll find the chart and resend it again. It's actually playing out. And if this fully plays out, like we may I mean, I've been saying this that we may revisit these lower levels. We might stop way before we get to these levels because I mean, pretty much everyone's looking for this. So things may end up reversing beforehand. Um, but yeah, we're probably gonna trickle back down here again. You know, yeah, might trickle back down here again. I won't give a time frame per se, but just trickle to this general area here. I can see that we had a lot of like activity here. And this, I mean, just look at the box and how much activity is happening within the box. So I expect some type of reaction, support, whatever the case may be, to happen around this area before we go up higher. However you want to play that, that's up to you. I want you guys to make your own decisions on if you want to trade this like on MT4 or if you want to buy and hold it or however you want to go about it because the information is still the same, right? Bitcoin come into a support or Bitcoin's come into a resistance. What's your next move? What's your next play? So, and that answer will vary per person. For example, for me, just to give you guys a little insight, I don't trade as much as I used to trade because now I'm more in capital preservement as opposed to capital gain. Like I'm not trying to flip my money as much as I used to. I'm trying to protect my money and just, you know, make my 5 to 10% per day and go about my day. And so your priorities will change based off of, I mean, honestly, your overall account. And from there, you'll be able to make the right decision on how to trade this or how to invest it, etc. So my overall objective for you guys is to show you all the different things that I do in the crypto space. And we're gonna jump into one now showing you guys all the different DeFi platforms once you get to that capital preservement state in which you can rent your money. Yeah, I was chatting with Juliet about this earlier this week. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick little insight on that and how that can make you a whole lot of money without you doing anything but coming in and claiming your money. So this is overall Bitcoin. So just to give you guys an idea of what I think may or may not happen. First and foremost, we are in a sort of like a downtrend. It's like a wedge. As much as I use MT4, I mean, trading view. Okay, so this is somewhat of the channel that we're running in. Again, we're trending downwards. We should see again another dump to the bottom of this box will bring us to our 37K area. Again, we do have that middle trend line, that dotted, that tends to act as support as well. I guess I could tighten this like right here. Of course, we'll have our anomalies that span outside the box, but for the most part, everything is within the box. And right here, yeah, I should expect it to come down a bit, touch this middle trend line, have a reaction, and continue to roll over. And it's going to be like a slow bleed down. Once it hits the level that it wants, it's going to shoot up real fast. And so you want to be cautious of those levels before it happen, because technically this is kind of, I mean, it's not really a flag per se, but this technically is a bullish pattern on a small time frame. if you can call this a flag, a bullish flag. But overall, we can see that we are trending in this small downtrend, which is fine because we know the levels that we're looking to find some support on. If we break this 37, we're looking at 34 and within this box region. And then my ultimate target is that 29K level for us to revisit. These two levels, I believe, we'll probably hold off on these two levels before we get to the third. And so I'm playing it 2 or 3 different ways. One way, I can short this. I can short this all the way to here, right? Set up a trade just like this. If I enter that market, I'll have my stop right here. And the reason I have it here is because if we break out of the box and break this last high, then I can safely say that the trend is kind of reversing. You know, so I'm gonna put my stop loss maybe a little bit higher past that last high. TP is right at my, you know, target. You know, 1.3 risk to reward ratio. It's not the greatest, but it's not terrible neither. So, you know, I would take that short. You could also take the next short to your next line. Oh, shoot. Click the wrong one. To your next line, like here. And again, you don't have to take the trade at all, or you could take it in the demo, but just let this play out to see how, you know, your analysis actually played out, you know. So you could set up the trades and stuff like that. So that's the overall bearish view, which I'm a little bit more optimistic on, because I do think we will have one last big shakeout before we fully start pumping to the 80s and 100K levels. And so with that being said, again, you can play it however you would like. You could either trade it, or you you know, set your buy orders on different exchanges at these levels so you can catch the swing low whenever Bitcoin starts to pull back. So if the price starts to pull back and I have a buy order here, as soon as the price touches it, my buy order will fill. And now I bought Bitcoin at a lower price than it currently is now. And, you know, do the same thing for this level at the 34K level, as well as the 29K level. And so that's how I play it. I'm either going to do one or both. I'm gonna sell this, and I'm also put in buy orders, buy limits at these lower levels. So when price crash, like for example, this crash here, I think I had 3 orders that filled in for me. And so an additional 2 orders filled in on this leg down too. So it's one of those things where like, okay, I don't need to know what's about to happen. I just have to prepare myself for what may happen. And so, I mean, I still got orders all the way down here on Bitcoin, and we may never touch them, right? That money's just going to sit there. We may never get to those levels, but if we do, I'm already in line to get my Bitcoin once it comes out. Damn, DYDX been moving. All right, so yeah, I think DYDX just doesn't give a damn. Yeah, when we had our call not too long ago, I think it was just making all-time highs at 18 bucks. And since then, still moving. And so you are going to have these anomalies that don't give a damn about what Bitcoin is doing, what the rest of the market is doing. And this is why I'm still bullish overall, because if things really was over, you would really see the alts either pumping real fast and then going to crash behind Bitcoin. But you don't really see that. Like they're making their gains, yeah, but Bitcoin is still Bitcoin didn't fully just dump yet or anything like that. So that's that. Let's take a look at Ethereum, and then I'm gonna jump over to the website, and we're gonna talk DeFi platforms. All right, so with Ethereum, let's take a look overall. So my red boxes are my extreme highs and lows. I can extend them a bit more now that we have more data. My extreme highs and lows, even if I just did fib retracement from my ultimate high to my low, you can see where that places me. And again, this is for the big move, right? I want you guys to understand this is macro, right? With an A, like larger, the larger move. And then the micro move, with the I, the smaller move, are when you jump into the smaller time frames and you're about to take a trade, you know, for the next 20, 30 minutes, maybe for the day type of thing. Those are your micro views. So in the micro view, the smaller view, you'll have smaller support and resistances that will play out. And in the larger view, right, on your hourlies, on your 4 hours, you'll have those bigger support and resistances that, you know, have withstand the length of time. So my box here or whatever is one of those support areas. This should be green. And yeah, we bounced right in there like it was nothing. And I had to extend it because I drew this a while ago. Yeah, we're bouncing right in there like it was nothing. We got above the box. Hopefully we can stay above there. And you know, this is the load up zone, right? I had buy orders just sitting here waiting. And again, we can do a multitude of things. Again, I have my buy orders on exchanges where the price came down here and they filled those orders. So I got Ethereum at a cheaper price. And I think I had put those orders in when things were pumping up to the all-time high. I didn't want to buy into the FOMO. So I'm like, hey, I do want to buy some Ethereum this week, but I'm not going to buy at these high prices. Let me find some levels, like 3,000 was always that level. And of course, below 3,000, you know, was always a level that I was hoping to come back to. And we did multiple times, and those orders got filled. Orders that were there months, you know, for months, they finally got filled. And so that's one thing. And now that we are at these levels, and I can see we're getting some support. You can see these long wicks, you know, these quick buys that are back up, right? That means other people had other orders there, or traders were looking at these levels and was waiting for this. And so this tell me that, hey, you know, for the short time, right, the micro, the small levels, the small time frames, I'm seeing this is finding support. Okay, so I could definitely load up, take my trade up, and of course my next resistance. I mean, my first resistance is here. As you can see, we had this little double top looking pattern here. So that's, you know, an area that, of course, I'm looking for me to have some sort of resistance at, or something's going to happen, some type of reaction. That's the best way to look at it. And then my next target, I usually like to do at least 2 trades. My next target is up here, all right, to the 618 level. Now, your stop loss is subjective. My larger trade, I like to have a larger stop on it. You know, risk to reward, obviously, still make it favorable to you. But this is like, okay, if we break these 2 lows, right, I'm going to get out of this trade. But if we definitely break this low, I'm going to definitely get out of this trade, because it's, you know, it's kind of over on a small sense, on a micro sense. So yeah, we're looking pretty bearish right now. And I strongly believe it's due to the regular stock market, right? Those are the same people that got big money in the stock market that has big money in the crypto market. So we're just waiting to see this level is going to continue to hold. For me, what I'm gonna do is, let's do this. We're gonna put a horizontal ray here. All right, I'm gonna put that there. And on this horizontal ray, I'm gonna put an alert to tell me, hey, if Ethereum is crossing this horizontal ray, or actually crossing down, because I want to know, hey, are we breaking down? So if Ethereum is crossing down across this horizontal ray, they could, alert me one time, once per bar, like every candlestick that happens. Once per bar close. I like the bar close because we could wick down there and then end up closing above it. You could set your parameters. You could have an expiration time or have it be open-ended. I guess that's on the larger premium. Am I not on my premium channel? All right, whatever. You can have it open-ended. You'll get notified on the app if the app is on your phone, which I strongly recommend on that. And other alert actions. And you obviously could put a message to yourself. Just put watch ETH here, because that's the level that I wanna that I'm concerned about. Are we going to find support there, or are we gonna fall below it, right? And I can do the same thing for above. Let's clone this. And the reason I'm gonna do the same thing for above is for me to know that this small little resistance we had here on the micro level, are we going to break above it? So do the same thing, but I'm gonna do crossing up, okay? I'm gonna do crossing up, same thing, watch ETH here. Oh, so and that's just for me. And essentially, I mean, I could have did that around the box, but I know we jumped out of the box a little bit. And I want to see these local lows and these local highs, to see if we start to breach them. And I want to be alerted when we start to breach them, so I can jump back on the charts or, do what I got to do to make the right analysis. Okay. Did this make sense to y'all? Put a 1 in the chat, or put a 2 if it doesn't. I want to make sure y'all still alive out there. What's going on? Yeah, did this make sense to y'all with the alerts, so you guys could be alerted? Okay, cool. I want to take a quick look at the BTC pairing for ETH. Now, if you guys been with me, I always told y'all, like, the best way to judge, and yeah, this has been moving since I had put this there. And yeah, look, like, I didn't take this trade because I don't trade this pairing per se. I look at it for reference to the USD value. And I set up this trade, I forget when we did this. It wasn't too long ago. And I used the fib level thing. And of course, I didn't use it from there. This was before. That's weird. That is that right there. That's crazy. So what I used to do is I would plot these out in advance. Like, for example, I started from the bottom of this, and I'm gonna go to the top just to show y'all what I did, right? And I pretty much assumed that price was going to reach up here. So I'll just put a line here as if price already reached there, and know that, hey, this is my retracement level, right? From there, I'll take the same fib. Yeah, I'll take the same fib and I'll put it where I expect price to go to, right? And have my overall target. So I was stair stepping it up like that in anticipation of the next move, just so I can be aware of one, where my targets could be, two, where the retracement, the pullback will be once we actually break to this particular level. And yeah, once we break to this particular level, let me show it to y'all with this so you guys can follow along. So we could go here where we reject here, come down, finally break up, support, hit TP, break down, try to hit it again, and come back down here before going sideways, shooting up again, finding this as support, and then shooting to our target. Now, damn, that look all wonky, but you guys get the idea that it'll come up to those resistance points, fail a bit before finding footing to shoot through it, and then find support on top of it before shooting to the next target. It usually rejects off the next target the first time and does one of these. Usually on the second try, it shoots up from it. If it doesn't, it tends to go all the way back down to that original support that we had here to try it again. All right. And usually that breaks through, find it as support, and then you go to your target. That's typical movement of this market, in all honesty. So from there, you have this as the target, and I'm just showing you guys this because y'all could potentially set up y'all trades and future trades just like this. So I have this as the overall target. I now bring that up there, and what do you know? My last target is the retracement area that I'll be looking for. And again, it's all the same thing, just just it being explained differently by different traders that use different things to trade it. But in all honesty, it's all the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. Just like some religions have similarities and truths to them, because in all honesty, it could have been the same thing with different people telling the story differently. All right, enough of this. I did drop my Scion list. This is showing you guys all of the cryptos that I'm looking forward to a good, a good Q4. DYDX is already starting that off lovely. It's already in price discovery, and shoot, over 100%, 140%. Since September 25th. So for the past 5 days, 140% on DYDX. We're still in the bull market, Next one is Gala. Gala has had its pullback. It did break down here, so I'm looking to load up at the 6 cents area. But still solid project within the gaming industry. RLC. I didn't do much analysis on this because, we're still in the relative range of that buy zone. We haven't even broke past that all-time high yet or anything. So, anything down here is a good buy on RLC. Polkadot, it did have its pullback, which is good in my opinion, because I get to load up some more at these lower levels. $25 seems to be a nice support. If you could get it anywhere between 20 and 25, I think that's a solid entry. I did the measured move and everything. So let's reset that. Let's go for, let's go. Okay, so take it here. Technically, we're there now, but this is like such an anomaly. Like, but you gotta consider it. Again, we do the same thing. Just draw our rectangles off of the fibs. This here is our green. Up here is our red. Okay. And so we've seen most of these cryptos are sitting at that level, right? That 6-6 level. And so the same theory is true here too, right? We wait to see if we actually break below here for good, because obviously we had some fake outs here and return. We want to see if we break below here for good. This is what I tend to look for. If it breaks out of this box, I'm not panicking. If it starts to break below some of these lows, then I start to worry a bit. But if it breaks below the lowest low, then I'll be panicking, or, you know, not panicking, but you guys know what I mean. I'll be thinking else, thinking something else. The outcome will be something else. So these local, and again, that's just on a micro scale, these smaller supports or resistances, whatever, they are very important to know that, hey, if this starts to pull back and we're breaking these lower supports and making a lower low pretty much, then yeah, things are starting to reverse. So Polkadot, I'm telling y'all, Polkadot is going to be at least $100 by next month. 2 months easy. Like, there's so much stuff that's happening on Polkadot, and their side chain is about to, yeah, and $100 just seems real conservative. Because in all honesty, what I should have Solana on here too. What Solana did was what Polkadot was supposed to do. And just to quickly show y'all what Solana actually did, this is basically where Polkadot is now, at that 30, $29 to $30 range. This is what you can consider where Polkadot is at now. And then we had this huge upside. Now Solana is a little crazier because January of this year was at $1. So in what, 9-10 months, you went 100x pretty much. It's ridiculous. So 26,000% since December. Yeah, I don't know where else you could get that much percentage gains, in any market. Unibright, you can see the overall trajectory of this. Okay, so Unibright, it stands for Universal Business Token, because that platform, that team is working with real world businesses to basically make their software compatible with Unibright software, which will bring them into the world of crypto. Those are the projects that I care about. I don't care about the memes. I don't care about this coin or that coin. I care about the projects that are actually working with the real world companies that actually have money. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, a celebrity or whatever, they don't have money. Celebrities don't have money, or enough money that you would think to push a overall projects. Yes, they have influence, which is something different, but influence and money are two different things, but they do go hand in hand, especially when you're talking about these big companies. Apple influence you guys every year to buy the new iPhone. And it's also a huge company that has more cash on hand than all of crypto put together. So I would rather a Apple, come into the crypto space, or find a project that's working with Apple to get into the crypto space than to find a project that just a celebrity is trying to grassroots and push to people. Because not only will Apple, if they fully like it and want to integrate it, not only will they push it to all of their users that have iPhones, but they'll also put some real money behind it to make sure that the project works well, that there's funding for the project, funding for the developers, etc. And they'll also have a place to put this crypto or to utilize whatever it is they're utilizing. They'll have an ecosystem because they already have that, right? Apple already have all their suite of Apple products, Apple devices, Apple users. All you have to do is integrate that into crypto, and now you have all those products and users and everything. They're in crypto. So I rather focus on a project that's working with companies to do that, as opposed to a project that's just starting and they're just kicking out money and paying celebrities to give them shout outs and do drops on them. So, that's just me, but there's money to be made on both sides. There's just a different, in my opinion, a different exit strategy, because obviously the quick pumps like a Dogecoin or whatever, it's gonna come and go. But these projects like UBT, it's gonna be a slow grind over the years. I rather the slow grind because I'm not pressed for immediate cash. Like I'm looking to build my wealth over time. And so these are the type of projects that I'm looking for specifically. Now, of course, I'll still bring you guys other projects that are, pumpish in nature. You can make your quick cash, etc. I'm all about making everybody money, but I'm a realist. I'm gonna tell you what's up. That hey, this probably ain't gonna last. 5 years into the future. So don't plan for it to be in that sense, right? It's just like planning and saying that, hey, I just hit on this. I'm doing well on this table in the casino, but I'm gonna sit here for 5 years because I'm doing so well. Like, no, we all know the next hand could just wipe you out, and you're leaving worse than you came in. So, I want you guys to be aware of that. That hey, there's multiple ways to trade these things. There's multiple projects that do multiple things, but I want you to have a plan for each scenario, right? If this is a pump and dump type of coin, what is my game plan for that? If this is a coin that's working with big companies and I see a future for it, what is my game plan for that? So that's how I go about it, and I think you guys should start think about it in the same sense. Okay. Lastly, Luxo, let's see how they're doing. Luxo is still pretty bullish, part of the Polkadot ecosystem. That buy zone down here was perfect. And it's the same thing that's being set up on these other projects. So like one stat, some of you guys may call it order block. Some of you guys may call it liquidity zone, whatever. It's the same thing. We're saying the same thing in different ways. This was the accumulation zone. That's the term I like to use. People are accumulating here before the pump, and those that were accumulating here have been taking profits along the way. And so for me, I bought down here. I haven't sold anything at all. I'm actually looking to re-up. So I'm waiting for the other investors to kind of sell, suppress the price a little bit. I don't think so. I did put an order in here, but I don't think my order filled. Like this came down too quick. But if we could get back down to under $20, maybe a little bit lower, 15 range maybe, I'll load up some more. But I see Luxo being very successful in what they're looking to do. And then Luna, this is another ecosystem. So, I'll be bringing you guys a whole bunch of different ecosystems from Luna to Sol, Solana, Polkadot. Those are the three main ones. that I'll be really focusing on. There's another two with XDAI, and I'm gonna just put this on here because I've been liking that XDAI as of late. Like sorry, this is on Poloniex, so they don't have much data on it. But actually, speaking of XDAI, let's just jump into that aspect too right now. I'm not sure. Yeah, not many of you guys were with me from the beginning, but we were earning this token called Honey for free by just coming back and claiming every day. I'm on the wrong one. By just coming back and claiming every day on this website. So what we actually did was like the funds that are all on here was all free money that we were getting. It's nothing crazy, but it was a great learning experience for this chain. So right now, like as you can see on this wallet, we're now on the XDAI chain. These are all different networks or blockchains. So you have the Phantom blockchain, in which I guess it just disconnected me because I jumped off. But you have the Phantom blockchain, Moon River, Polygon, XDAI, Binance. I guess I got XDAI twice, so I can delete that. But essentially, it's just like me saying, like, hey, we have different, this is the PlayStation network, the Xbox network, et cetera, et cetera. These are different networks or different consoles, whatever. But technically, these are different blockchains. And on each blockchain, there's different types of apps that do similar things to the apps that do, that are on Ethereum. The only thing is, the fees aren't ridiculous, right? So I get to actually play around and do different things on here without having a ridiculous fee to pay every time I need to swap something. And let me show you how and why. So on all of these blockchains, you're going to see this, this type of thing. And for you guys that have been with me, you should, know these type of DeFi platforms because these are the ones that I'm going to be pushing a bit more to the overall group. These DeFi projects or platforms, they help you manage your money in one place, and you can farm your money, you can swap, do all this extra stuff. And also the different platforms, like for example, we're looking at Zapper right now. They support different networks. So right now, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, Polygon, and Avalanche is being supported. And this is another one I forget to put on here, Avalanche. I don't talk about Avalanche as much, but I actually found a wallet with a lot of them that I had no idea about. But Avalanche is, yeah, they've been pumping crazy. Shit, since $8 to 80. That's a 10x. 10x and from July to September, 10x in 2 months. That's nice. So 10K is $1 million in 2 months. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. 10K is 100K in 2 months. Yeah, so Avalanche is another Ethereum competitor. Out of all of these Ethereum competitors, the only one that I really like is Polkadot because they're not really a competitor per se. It's more like a interoperability. They're working with Ethereum in a sense because all of the projects that are being tested on the Polkadot ecosystem, they will eventually move to Ethereum. So you can start to find some early projects on Polkadot that hasn't hit Ethereum yet for maximum gains. So that's something to take a look at for sure. But back to this, right? These platforms like Zapper, Zerion, You have One Hive. This is on XDAI. There's a couple more. Yeah, I found this one called Walt while I was doing a one-on-one with Juliet. And this is basically on Polygon's blockchain. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys the overall idea of this. This is basically to have one platform that will manage all of your money, and it's in a DeFi state. So all the money, all the coins actually just stay in your wallet, and so you're ready to swap them or do whatever. And so the first thing is farming. And I'm gonna explain to you guys how farming works. Just like how, let's say you farm regularly, you plant something and then you plant one thing and then something else grows, right? So the same concept is we're gonna plant this and the XComb will grow at this rate, right? 1.6% per year. So the way you do this is like this. You obviously load up some money on your account, maybe some XDAI. You go to pool, because each one of these pairs is basically you have to put USDC and wrapped XDAI into a pool together on HoneySwap in order to earn the USDC wrapped XDAI LP, which LP stands for liquidity provider, to get that token, right? And this token just basically represents your share, right? The amount of money you put into that overall pool. When you put these two tokens into the pool and they give you this token in return to represent your share into the pool. You then come take this token and you stake it or you farm it on here to earn your percentages, and your percentages will be paid out in this new XComb token, right? You get this XComb token and you redo the same thing again. You look here and you see, hey, XComb and WXDAI, right? Wrapped DAI. So I'm gonna go stake some XComb and some of my wrapped DAI so I could get the XComb wrapped DAI liquidity provider token. And then I'm gonna come farm it here to earn 66% of the XComb. And you can just keep doing that over and over again, or keep exchanging your tokens for different pairs and stuff that you see here. So you can go ahead and start staking stuff. When you hit stake, this is what comes up. You can lock up for up to 120 days. I don't have much of anything in here, but just to show you guys the procedure. I have seen that when you do 120, it doesn't actually work. You got to actually do like 118 or 119. But this is the best part. When I hit approve, look at how much the transaction fee is. Nothing. XDAI is actually a stable token on this side, so it is worth $1. And I'm paying, yeah, not even a penny or a tenth of a penny or a 1/100th of a penny to do this transaction. So it makes it much easier and much worry-free for me to put my money somewhere, or for me to move my money around and do different things with it, because I'm not paying anything virtually in fees for me to do so. So I'll be able to, you just feel more free doing the, experimenting with different things because of it. Yeah. Let's see this on Etherscan. And of course, you can see all of the transactions. I just sent it, so it probably didn't pick up yet. Okay, it got picked up. And it's already confirmed, in 10 seconds. So like things are already being confirmed and all that. Should be able to see mine. Fresh. And there you go. We have my overall deposits in here, the latest one that I did. And so you'll see the unlock dates on there, how much the reward is. You can harvest your rewards as you come, and you'll see that it'll pop up here with the fee. Again, the fees is 0.000097 X5. So it's one of those things where, like, hey, there's virtually nothing to do all of this. So it makes it much easier for me to go ahead and do it without feeling some type of way like, oh, I'm losing out on my Ethereum, or I'm losing out on whatever token. Yeah, so and also they're doing like airdrops where they're giving some of this XCOM. I don't know, like, what this I haven't done research fully on this XCOM token and how it's going to help in this ecosystem. But it must be huge or something, because all of the farming opportunities reward in that, as well as the overall airdrop of it. So we'll see how things go. But again, you get to manage your overall money. So when I go back to my wallet, I'll see that I got 26 bucks sitting in the wallet, not doing anything. Got about $8 that's in pools. Got about 25 bucks that are farming for that XCOM token. And overall, you can see the assets, right? This honey wrapped XDAI liquidity token. Got some Unibright on this side as well. And again, you see how it says Unibright on XDAI. It's the same Unibright project, but the developers tend to put it on different blockchains so different people can use it how they see fit. And so you have all these different tokens here. Yeah, so you're able to kind of manage things a lot easier, see overall what it is you're working with. Now, for Zapper, it is a bit more intuitive in a sense. Let me actually get off the XDAI network, because XDAI exchanges aren't yet supported yet. So I can just jump to the Ethereum network. So we're back on Ethereum, and we can exchange for different things, whatever the case may be. Exchange like how you would regularly do. But the only thing is your fees are going to be crazy because you're back on the Ethereum network. Just to show you guys the overall quote, because it'll give you the estimated gas fees down here. Yeah, so $25 to do a $13 transaction. That's BS. And it might end up even being more. Yeah, so it ended up being more at 43 bucks, right, to do a $13 transaction. And yeah, you could always edit this or whatever. It looks like price did come up a bit. You can adjust this or whatever, but I wouldn't go too low just so your transaction doesn't get stuck. But overall, like, that's ridiculous for me to do a transaction on here that it costs me more than the transaction itself. So that's becoming a problem. But at the end of the day, this same concept is available on other exchanges, on other blockchains. Yeah, and you'll be able to do the same thing. You take some money, you put it into a pool. Because you put it into the pool, they'll give you the LP token for it. and then you take that LP token and you stake it or you farm it back into the protocol for you to claim, some other token. Shit. Once you get that other token, go pool that, get the liquidity token for that, and earn some more of your token. So I just want y'all to understand that there's different methodologies behind this, depending on what you're looking to do. Depending on where you are, if you're looking to build your wealth overall using this or to preserve your wealth, you'll have a different approach to it or different ways about doing that. Yeah, this is primarily what I wanted to show y'all for today. I mean, I mainly just wanted to show y'all that for the big cryptos like Ethereum and Bitcoin, that we're kind of sitting at these levels at the moment. And yeah, for us to be overall cautious of what may happen, considering that the traditional markets aren't looking too good. Yeah, look like we had that pump off of that bottom. So it's good to know where those levels are. I mean, that's the best thing I can say. Yeah, we got back into that green and shot back up. So as long as this continues to hold, I believe Bitcoins will continue to hold as well. As you can see, it turned back bullish as the US 30 turned back bullish. So the main thing to do now is just to look like, hey, okay, this thing did find its support here. Let me start taking my position for the buy. Whether that buy is on the KuCoin so you could buy more, or if the buy is on MT4 so you can make some gains that way, that's totally up to you. I just want to show you guys how to identify these levels and how to use them when price gets back to them for your own good. Do you guys have any questions for me at this time? Kind of made my point on this. If you guys do have any questions, you can send it to the overall group chat, and I'll get it all answered for you. But primarily, I would like for you guys to, especially those that are looking to preserve their capital, focus on these DeFi platforms. They will be the best way for you to manage all of your money, have it all in one place overall. You'll also get information on, your overall history if need be. How much you paid in fees for different things, etc. It's loading up a little slow, but this will be your best bet, in my opinion, for you to manage all of your money in one place. And oh shoot, this thing's been going crazy. So yeah, these are all the people been adding liquidity onto these pools. So about $3 million came in to the DYDX USDC pool in 24 hours. So that's really good. Bondly as well, and Klee. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just hit me up in the chat and we'll talk about it, and I'll do another call on things. But I'm going to be doing little mini calls, recorded content type of thing, for you guys to watch on the website. All right, y'all have a good day. Reach me in the chat if you guys have any other questions. Have a good one.
Thank you.
No problem.